I started this channel in support of Candace Owens. I regard her as a very brave woman and honest. And the name of that channel is Candace is a Warrior. And I also have a lot of Swedish followers, and many of them are not so good at English. So I make Swedish subtitles to all my videos. And now I will play a video from Jimmy Dore show. And it's about Tucker Carlson defending Candace Owens. Hear that? Come.
I'm not vouching for everything Candace claims. I don't even know a lot of what she claims because I'm working on other stuff, and it makes me sad also. But the point is, do I trust Candace more than I trust your average DOJ official? Are you joking? It's not even close, dude.
Yeah.
Not even close. Do I trust the FBI more than I trust Candace? So not even close.
Why would you?
Why would you? So Tucker Carlson went on Theo Von's show, and he's now addressing, finally, he's addressing the hubbub around people asking questions about the Charlie Kirk assassination. So a couple of months later, here we go. Tucker's been busy doing great work, by the way. He's been doing great work. And so he's had a lot of stuff on his plate. And so I appreciate that he hasn't been able to get around to this. But believe me, he is going to. And here's the start of it.
Who was Charlie Kirk?
Yep.
Oh,
yep.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And I love his wife and know his wife well. And so I feel emotional about it. So, I just haven't wanted everything to do with it. But I will say a couple of things. I don't understand the official story.
Nobody does. Nobody does, and nobody can defend it. And when they defend it, they look like liars. You know why? Because they're lying. That's why. Okay.
Of his assassination?
I don't understand it. And
who does?
I want to make sure that there is a truly rigorous and honest federal investigation of it.
Well, there isn't.
And I'm definitely concerned about that. A. B.
And we all know that there isn't right now. Kash Patel is covering up the Epstein files. He's covering up the Butler investigation. And now he's covering this up.
After the Epstein thing, you should have completely turned on anyone in government other than Massey.
That's right. Now, or MTG.
She's gone.
Here we go.
I think that I don't know many of the details, but I know that recently Candace said that Egyptian registered aircraft were following Erica Kirk, Charlie's widow, around for a number of years in different places in the world. That's one of the weirdest things I've ever heard.
Yes.
And I just want to say that is factually true.
Yes.
That's true. So that's like the one data point that I happen to know is true. What does that mean? I have literally no idea. I can't even guess, but that's very, very strange.
And what is Egyptian? It could mean aircraft from Egypt. Who knows?
I think that they were registered in Egypt.
Yes.
And
yes.
So, but that fact is true. So I'm
pretty sure they're registered Egyptian military planes. One of the planes for sure, the president of Egypt flew in. We know that. Okay.
Enough. And it also her claim that, there were kind of a disproportionately large number of foreign registered cell phones at the event. That's also true. So what does that add up to? I don't know, but it means that, the FBI has a moral and legal obligation to look in every direction and to be open-minded as you would in any investigation, in journalism, in science. It's all the same process. I don't know the answer, and I'm going to sift through everything as open-mindedly as I can, as honestly as I can, to get to what the truth is. That's science, that's law enforcement, that's journalism. It's all the same. That's justice. And I just want to make sure that is happening, and I just don't have a ton of confidence in the FBI or the men who run it. And I'm not saying that out of ignorance at all.
That's a scary part, too.
What Candace is saying is clearly causing a lot of turmoil. Is it true or not? I can't assess it. I'm not the FBI. I'm a freaking podcaster, but I do know how the system works, and it's really simple. The FBI has this case, and, of course, the state of Utah. It's their job to not only find out what happened, present it to the public in a way that restores some confidence that you can like have justice in this country, that we have functioning law enforcement. I don't have confidence in that because there's a lot of evidence that we don't have that. So restore confidence by being honest and telling a story that makes sense. So why, and if they don't do that, and they haven't done that, they have not done that, how can you be mad at Candace Owens or anyone else for filling a vacuum that they left?
Yeah.
I can tell you how you can be mad at Candace Owens. You're a liar. You have something to cover up. Probably the people at TPUSA have a lot of financial crimes that they're covering up. The FBI is covering up for who knows who. Are they covering up for the CIA?
Also, you're not mad.
Are
it's
they
not even convincing that you're mad. I'm
Right.
not convinced you're mad about it.
Or-
I think you're just
or the
acting.
Mossad? Are they covering for the Mossad? Are they covering up
That
for the?
explains Egyptian planes, doesn't it?
Yes, yes.
Well, Candace is okay. No, the people with the authority are the ones responsible, and they're the ones who should be held responsible when there's a failure. Not some podcaster, not me, not you, not Candace. The people whose job it is, and their default assumption was we acted alone. Really? Why do you think that? What about life suggests that people typically act alone? When was the last time you acted alone in anything? I don't
Right.
know, right? So A. B, we know that people had foreknowledge of this because they posted about it on X and said Charlie Kirk is going to be killed on this date, and he was.
Is that true?
Yes, it's true.
But were they just guessing? Was it a guessing thing where every
It's
day
like
they
when he
posted that?
Maybe. Have those people been interviewed? Have they been hauled into FBI HQ and
No.
had a long conversation with how they knew that? Like, let's get really specific. Why did you post that? Who have you talked to? Like, if I were doing this investigation, because I spent my whole life doing non-criminal investigations called journalism, like, what do we know is true? How do we find out? Call everybody, be open-minded. It's like it's the same process. If I was doing this investigation, they would be at the very top of the list. We know, because we've got public postings on Twitter that people know, just like on 9/11, we know people bet against American Airlines and the banks that were in the World Trade Centers. They shorted those stocks. Those people clearly had foreknowledge of 9/11. Who were those people? We still don't know. So I would start there.
But so you're saying that just the fact that there could possibly be some foreknowledge should be
Well,
investigated.
there was foreknowledge because
Okay.
I saw the tweets.
Got
And so I saw at least two that said, everything's going to change when Charlie Kirk gets to the college in Utah.
Okay.
So those people, I'm not saying they're part of a conspiracy, but there's evidence that they had foreknowledge. Okay. So that's where you begin. And then I could go on. Like, tell me how this guy who seemed normal became a radical trans furry murderer. It's not enough to tell me, oh, trans. I'm not pro-trans, by the way.
But was that the guy or his boyfriend?
Well, exactly right. Tell me how this guy became so radicalized that he murdered a stranger. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm
agree.
saying I want an explanation for how it happened. Why wouldn't I?
I agree.
But why do people like Candace so much? She's an amazing broadcaster, yes, because they sense in her, she might be wrong. Is she lying to me? Not on purpose. They sense the purity of her intent. That's the truth. And I can say, as someone who's dealt with government officials my whole life, I'm not vouching for everything Candace claims. I don't even know a lot of what she claims because I'm working on other stuff, and it makes me sad also. But the point is, do I trust Candace more than I trust your average DOJ official? Are you joking? It's not even close, dude.
Yeah.
I'm a bit worried about Candace Owens because this Khazarian mafia that killed Charlie Kirk, they are after her. And also the French president and his so-called wife is after her life. And I'm also worried about Tucker Carlson because these people, these Khazarian mafia, they have an intention to kill many more people this year than just Charlie Kirk. And I'm also very suspicious of Erika Kirk because she's a Zionist and she converted to Judaism. So she is part of this synagogue of Satan. So I'm not, I don't trust her as much as Tucker Carlson in beginning said he loved Erika. I think it's a very dark woman, but I let the video play on.
Not even close. Do I trust the FBI more than I trust Candace? So not even close.
Why would you?
Why would you? Not even close. So good on Tucker. Good on Tucker. Fantastic. And thanks to Theo Vaughn for bringing him on. Love Theo Vaughn. Love that guy.
Look, if they do a heel turn, these people, this is the thing, like everybody like because they're not listening to what people are saying, so they'll just do this high school popularity thing if they don't like Tucker.
Yeah.
Or they don't like, I don't care who you like, okay? I'm sure they're all nice. Who gives a shit? I want to hear something that's not an obvious lie. Just something that's not a complete insult to my fucking intelligence all the time. You know? Like women have dicks. I want to hear something that's not insulting to me.
All right. And if you'd like to hear my jokes about how insulted we feel about this, come see me January 11th in Waikiki.
Yeah, thank you. And I will continue putting up videos about Candace Owens, and I will go back in history also and find good videos that were with her that are several years old. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe to my channel and tell friends and family about it. Okay, have a nice day.